Zeroemission Rome 2011. I'm with Mr. Schmitz from the company Flagsol. We talk about concentrating solar power. How is the market in Germany about the company who developed the technology?
That's a rather good market. We have a good support from research institutes. We even were able to build a small solar power plant, even though it economically is not sensible. It makes sense to have a playground for the scientists and developers to progress the technology. So the support from the government is good, and so for technology development it's a good place.
And what about the area where you develop the plants, I mean all the structure? Are they willing to have this kind of technology in their land?
So far we have found no resistance. So the people from those countries come to us specifically to ask for this technology. I believe it's more a concern by people in our country that the people in those countries are concerned, but I haven't heard this voiced so much.
Let's talk about a little bit about the technology inside. I mean, how does it work?
CSP, so concentrating solar power, consists of a real big bunch of technologies that all have the same name. They all are based on the principle of concentrating sunlight in order to have high temperatures. And with these high temperatures we can achieve high efficiencies of conversion from this heat to electricity. So we have mirrors for the concentration, we have a fluid to transport the heat, and then we have a thermodynamic cycle, for example a gas turbine, a steam turbine, and Stirling engine, as we've seen in the presentations, that are able to convert this heat into electricity. So that's the basic scheme.
We need a lot of area to develop these plants. It's not okay in our country, in Europe. We have to go abroad.
It depends. There are some technologies that are more space consuming than others. Some that require to be put on the ground, and others can be put on rooftops, like photovoltaics. So it depends on what technology you go for. Linear Fresnel systems and some developments in the tower technology, so central receiver system, they go for rooftop options, so would not be space consuming. Others are more prone to be put in desert areas, as for example large solar towers or parabolic trough plants.
How do you see the development of this technology in the future?
I believe that we're in the very beginning of the development phase. The big advantage of CSP is that the power can be produced when it's needed, not when the sun is shining, because we have the ability to store the heat as a form of energy and convert the heat to electricity at a later point of time, for example at night time. And this way we can very well foresee when we will produce electricity. And even if the sun won't shine for a long time, we have the possibility of firing the plant with biomass or with fossil fuels for these periods of time. So we have a very uniquely reliable energy source. The problem with that is only that today there's no demand for this reliability. If people want green energy, they take the cheapest energy and don't look so much for reliability, because it makes up a very small fraction of the total energy portfolio in the grid. But once the amount of renewables like photovoltaics and wind is larger, we will see that the demand for reliable sources will very much increase as well. And so the CSP market is still in the very early stages.